What is up, Copy Squad? Coming to you live from Delray Beach, Florida. So we're gonna talk about the process. That's a question I keep getting. Like, how do you write something, or what's your process? What do you do before you sit down and write, etc., etc. I can kind of sum that up, and what's cool is I can wrap all that up in a pretty neat package for you. And I think it's not as difficult as people want to make it. Basically, I have my idea, right? I have like the promise. I kind of have like a vague idea of the promise I want to make, right? Like, this thing's gonna make you rich or something like that. So I start researching on that. Like, what could prove that? What could prove that, this is actually as big a deal as I want to make it? So I'll take the headlines of those articles that I Google search, put them all in a Google Doc, and then I'll grab my favorite snippets that kind of prove the point I'm trying to make, and I'll put those in the Google Doc underneath the headline. And I'll hyperlink the headline so that I can go straight to that article and like revisit it in case for whatever reason the thing I posted in there doesn't make sense anymore, or I forget what I looked at, because like I say, by the time my research doc is about complete, and it's never complete, by the way, like it gets to like 60 pages, right? So that's kind of like the tactical thing. Like, how do I organize my research? And the actual research process, like what am I looking for, always comes back to like the singular question, like what is my promise? Like, and generally with financial copywriting, I'm promising some sort of event, opportunity, some sort of thing that is going to result in a nice payday, right? Some sort of like financial investment opportunity, something like that. And the next obvious question is like, okay, what do I look for? How do I prove it? Okay. And I can tie that right back to the same thing I keep saying over and over and over, which is kind of why I love saying it over and over and over, because it just kind of shows that it is that important. And there are 4 things you've got to prove when you have like a big promise. And generally they are that it is new, that it is safe, that it is easy, and that it is big. Okay? And so what I do is I'm either trying to prove like a giant prediction, like something huge is coming this way, or I'm trying to show you a financial investing system that makes things very easy for you. So when it comes to those 4 things, I'm usually leaning on 2 at a time. If it's a big prediction, if I want to convince you of something about an event or something like enormous is about to happen, I will lean on it is very big, and it is this is for a prediction. If it's a prediction, it's very big and it's very predictable. Like, we know it's coming and it's enormous. Whenever you have a prediction, like the main objections are going to be like, what if this doesn't come true, right? Or what if it does come to pass and it's a big flop? Like, what if it's nothing, right? If that happens, well then the audience is gonna be upset, right? So that's gonna be their main objection. So you'll lean on those 2 more than anything in a prediction promo. So in a system promo, now I say system promo, and I'm talking about financial copywriting, but this works for any copywriting, right? If you're tuning in and you have a sports training business, right, and you want to teach someone how to play basketball better, that's a system, right? You come do my training, you learn my system, and you'll be a better basketball player. So with a system promo or a system product, right, anything where you're sharing a step-by-step solution, you're sharing like what I'm doing for you right here, what I need to convince you, what anyone needs to convince you who's offering you a system or step-by-step solution, is that it is very easy, okay, that anybody can do it. It's brand new, it's breakthrough, okay? And new is way more important than anything else, and pretty much anything you do. If something has to be new first and foremost, so that you can prove that you haven't tried this before. Because most people who are looking for a solution are looking because they've tried something before and it failed. So they're trying to find a new magic bullet. They're trying to find a new solution, a magic pill, something you just do the thing and you become successful, right? That's what every internet marketer sells you. Okay, so the research process. So the research process actually gets pretty easy at this point, because all I'm doing now is I am just searching for evidence about the 4 things that I just mentioned, right? So when I'm starting to write up my lead, I know that if I have a system, I need to prove that this is breakthrough, it's brand new, and it's easy and that anybody can do it, okay? So the first couple lines I'll write about are going to be, hey man, I've got this awesome thing, it's brand new, it's breakthrough, it's amazing. And then I'll say, anybody can do it, all you got to do is follow these few steps. And then it'll kind of like build on that. You kind of just keep adding and going through that process of trying to figure out, okay, what's another way that I can demonstrate that this is easy? What's another way that I can demonstrate that it's brand new? Can I tell you about like secret mechanism within the product, right? Like nobody's ever done it like this before, right? I can tell you some sort of secret angle. So in another live, I talked about the alter egos of these 4 pillars, right? So new's alter ego, new and only. So new's alter ego, which is like new is Clark Kent and only is Superman, right? New's alter ego is only, meaning that this is breakthrough. It's brand new, and the only way you can get to this new breakthrough, brand new thing is through me, right? So there's some exclusion there. So I basically amplify that. So this is really good for people who are writing like Facebook ads. I love this system for shorter copy. For long form copy, there's a little bit more to it because every section of copy is going to have its own purpose that you're going to want to kind of dissect and figure out and fulfill that purpose. Safe has an alter ego of predictability. So how do I make something more safe, right? I make something safe by reducing your risk. I can reduce your risk by offering you like a money back guarantee, right? So if this doesn't even work for you, I'll give you your money back. So if I offer that, well, then you must think it automatically elevates your benefits, okay? In your brain. Studies show that if you think something is less risky, you think it's got higher rewards. So that's an easy hack. It's at the bottom of every sales letter. It's at the end of every commercial. Money back guarantee. If you're not satisfied in 30 days, you know? All right, so predictability, right? Like, predictability is really easy too. You can do predictability with case studies where you kind of show like a pattern or some sort of like historical proof, right? Where you can set up what's going to happen, right? We saw A happen and then B happen. Here's another example where we saw A happen and then B happen. And guess what? A's happening right now, okay? Or if you do A, guess what's going to happen? B result. You're going to get it. It's been proven. Scientists say it's going to work. So if I can find a way to make it sound predictable, and generally you do this with historical examples, brings us to pillar number 3, which is easy. Easy means something's push button. You don't have to invest a lot of resources, effort, anything like that. You just push a button, follow the system, use the magic bullet, install the software. You do that, you get the solution, right? You follow my system for learning copy, you get the solution, you get $1 bajillion for your clients. Even if you have your own business, your sales will go up $1 bajillion. All you got to do is follow what I'm telling you right here, and it'll just flow out of you because you know exactly what the person needs to hear to make the sale. There's only 4 things. If you just hit all these triggers, that's it, dude. And you got to hit them with some quality proof, with some quality, you got to demonstrate it, like actually do a good job, right? But if you can convincingly make the argument that it's new, easy, safe, and big, you're going to sell a lot of products, okay? So that's my research process. So Easy's alter ego is going to be anybody. Everybody's insecure about the thing that they're trying to buy. They're insecure, they don't know how to do it. So you need to convince them that anybody, schlub in the world who's just starting, can do it with this system. And the reason you want to do that is not to insult their intelligence, but it is to convince them that, hey man, if this guy, if this guy with an IQ of 2 can do it, you can do it. All right. So people are generally insecure about their abilities, but nobody thinks they're the worst person on the planet. Okay. So as long as you can convince them the worst person on the planet is able to do this, then that gives them enough wiggle room to be like, okay, I can do this. They need to be able to believe that they can get the result. And the last thing we're going to talk about is big. Okay. No one's going to shell out cash or listen to your pitch unless they think it will make a material difference in their life. Remember, we're still talking about the research process here too, all right? You need to find out some way to prove to them that this will make a big, big difference. You have to offer some sort of like big solution, right? It has to be something to move the needle in their life. So now let's say my product doesn't have any demonstrations of case studies or it's brand new, right? So how do I prove this? How do I prove it's safe? And how do I prove it's big and breakthrough? Well, that's easy, man. I can use credibility and authority from other folks. I'll say, this system is based on the LeBron James shooting method. If you don't have anything to say that you can demonstrate, you can say, I got this system from 10 years of studying LeBron James shooting form. And now you can replicate that sort of thing, right? So when you're doing your research, you need to find some sort of unique angle. And again, you can do this by, for me, a lot of the stuff is going to come from history. It's going to come from the news. It's going to come from doing like finding case studies, success stories of people who have used my trading strategy or the guru strategy that I'm trying to advertise, and I will go and find stories of that support the claim that this works. One more pitch. I'm writing a book about all 4 of these things and their alter egos and how to write the entire sales letter. It's called Take Their Money. It's available at kylethewriter.com/book. So we're on to the last alter ego, which is Big's alter ego of fast. All right. So how do you amplify something very big? If I'm going to tell you that you can shoot like LeBron James, that's a big claim. The only thing that makes shooting like LeBron James or playing like LeBron James or dunking like LeBron James, then the only thing that makes that better is to be able to do it without the years of work and effort that LeBron James had to put into it, right? So I reverse engineered exactly how LeBron James does what he does. And I'm going to get you from schlub, you can't even hit a free throw. I'm going to get you from that to LeBron James. That's a big claim, right? How do I make it better? It will take you 1 week. 1 week of practice. It took LeBron James his entire life. He came out of the womb dunking basketballs, and now he's just as good as, he can get. But you can do it in a week, right? So anytime you can take your big claim and amplify it using speed, that's going to be so much stronger, so much stronger. So we've talked about the 4 pillars of writing amazing copy, and that is going to be that it has to be new with its alter ego of only, which is like exclusion. Has to be safe with its alter ego of predictable. Has to be easy with the alter ego that any schlub can do it. And it has to be big with the alter ego of speed, okay? Now, this is all, again, about research. So whenever you sit down to do your research, these should be the questions on your mind. How do I prove these 4 things? And if I can, where in my copy? Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Catch you later, Copy Squad.